A calculated campaign of terror lasted 17 long years. The Unabomber's devastating actions gripped a nation in fear for almost 2 decades. This elusive figure, known as FC for Freedom Club, executed 16 mail bomb attacks across the United States over a period stretching from 1978 to 1995. These horrific incidents resulted in the deaths of 3 individuals and caused physical injuries to 23 others, creating widespread panic. The targets varied, including universities like Northwestern University and the University of Utah, airlines such as American Airlines Flight 444, and technology executives like Hugh Strutton and Thomas J. Mosser. The Federal Bureau of Investigation launched an unprecedented manhunt involving hundreds of agents across multiple field offices. This dedicated task force labored for nearly 2 decades, spending millions of dollars on intelligence gathering, forensic analysis, and public appeals. By 1993, the FBI had established a dedicated 24-hour hotline, receiving thousands of tips annually. A monumental breakthrough occurred in 1995 with the publication of a 35,000-word manifesto titled Industrial Society and Its Future. This dense philosophical treatise outlining the bomber's radical anti-technology views was published by the New York Times and the Washington Post after the bomber promised to cease attacks if it was distributed widely. The publication proved to be a critical error for the perpetrator. A perceptive and brave individual, David Kaczynski, recognized the distinctive writing style and peculiar ideas within the manifesto, connecting it to his estranged older brother. He made the agonizing decision to contact federal authorities in February 1996, providing critical information. His tip steered the entire investigation towards a secluded one-room cabin in the remote mountainous region near Lincoln, Montana. This rustic dwelling was located on a 1.4-acre plot and lacked electricity or running water, serving as the bomber's isolated refuge for 25 years. On April 3, 1996, after months of meticulous surveillance and careful planning, federal agents moved in and apprehended the suspect, Theodore John Kaczynski. Kaczynski, a former child prodigy, had earned a doctorate in mathematics from Harvard University at 25 years old before retreating from society. His arrest brought an end to one of the costliest and longest-running investigations in American history. The reward for information leading to his capture had climbed to a substantial $1 million, reflecting the immense public and governmental desire to halt his destructive campaign. The nation collectively breathed a sigh of relief as this 17-year-long saga finally reached its conclusion. A hidden world of pure destruction was uncovered. The Unabomber's secluded life dissolved that spring day. Federal agents had descended on his one-room cabin situated on 1.4 acres after months of quiet observation. The 3-day search, beginning on April 4, 1996, unearthed shocking evidence. Inside that small dwelling, lacking electricity or running water, they found the very tools of terror. A fully assembled pipe bomb sat waiting for its next victim. Thousands of pages of meticulously kept journals detailed his 17-year campaign. These handwritten notes provided a chilling window into the mind behind 16 devastating mail bombings. His original 35,000-word manifesto, titled Industrial Society and Its Future, was also there, a twisted blueprint of his radical anti-technology beliefs. The Royal Standard brand typewriter, used to craft his menacing letters, and the very components for dozens more explosive devices, filled the small space. Theodore Kaczynski, a former child prodigy, graduating high school at 16, attending Harvard at 16, and earning his mathematics doctorate at 25, now faced the full force of justice. He was indicted on 10 counts of transporting bombs illegally and 3 counts of murder. His legal battle was intense, a fight over his mental state. He rejected an insanity defense, preferring to be seen as sane and purposeful. He even tried to dismiss his own lawyers during proceedings. Eventually, he pleaded guilty to all charges. This plea avoided a potential death sentence. He was then condemned to 8 consecutive life sentences. No chance of parole ever. He was dispatched to ADX Florence, Colorado, often called a supermax prison. This high-security facility houses some of America's most dangerous criminals for life. His reign of terror had stretched across 17 years, impacting countless lives. 3 individuals perished due to his cruel actions. 23 more suffered severe physical injuries. The overall cost of the FBI investigation reached tens of millions of dollars over nearly 2 decades. The reward for information leading to his capture had climbed to $1 million, a reflection of the national desperation. His extreme isolation from society for 25 years in that Montana wilderness had fostered a deep resentment towards modern technology. This genius intellect had spiraled into violent extremism, causing widespread fear for almost 2 decades. The apprehension brought immense relief, but the scars of his bombings remained. His legacy as one of America's most infamous domestic terrorists was cemented by his twisted philosophical writings and the physical destruction he wrought. The nation struggled to comprehend how such a brilliant mind could turn so utterly destructive. It was a complex and frightening chapter in American law enforcement history, one of the costliest, longest manhunts ever. A secret family betrayal finally cracked a 20-year terror. Theodore Kaczynski, known as the Unabomber, behind 16 mail bombings, was apprehended through an unexpected source after a protracted search. The Federal Bureau of Investigation had spent nearly 2 decades and tens of millions of dollars tracking this elusive bomber, a relentless pursuit spanning from 1978 to 1996. Over that period, 3 people tragically died and 23 others suffered severe physical injuries from his meticulously crafted explosive devices. The breakthrough arrived not through conventional police work, but from a deep personal connection. David Kaczynski, Theodore's younger brother, and his wife Linda Patrick harbored growing suspicions. They recognized striking similarities between the notorious 35,000-word manifesto titled Industrial Society and Its Future, published by the New York Times and the Washington Post, and earlier letters penned by Theodore. David agonized over the decision for several months before contacting the FBI in February 1996. He provided agents with samples of Theodore's old writings, including letters and essays, which proved crucial for identification. The linguistic analysis conducted by FBI experts comparing these documents to the manifesto was astounding. Experts confirmed the unique writing style, its distinctive phrasing, and specific vocabulary were identical. This crucial intelligence shifted the entire investigation's focus onto Theodore Kaczynski, who had been living in extreme isolation in a tiny one-room cabin near Lincoln, Montana, for over 25 years. A covert surveillance operation began. FBI agents established a perimeter around his 1.4-acre property, monitoring his every move for weeks. They moved with extreme caution, fearing any misstep could provoke another violent attack or cause him to flee. The operation culminated on April 3, 1996, when a search warrant was secured. The following day, on April 4, 1996, a team of federal agents, including bomb technicians, moved in. They found him completely unprepared, his remote lifestyle providing no warning. The 3-day search of his primitive dwelling without electricity or running water revealed a chilling arsenal. A fully assembled pipe bomb sat on a workbench, a deadly testament to his ongoing campaign. Thousands of pages of handwritten journals meticulously detailed his 17-year spree of terror. His original 35,000-word manifesto was recovered along with the Royal Standard brand typewriter he used to compose his menacing letters. Components for dozens more explosive devices were also discovered, confirming the immediate threat he posed. The evidence was overwhelming, securing the case against the former Harvard mathematics prodigy. His reign of terror had finally come to an end, a culmination of a desperate nationwide hunt. involving hundreds of law enforcement personnel and a staggering $1 million reward.